If you're somebody who has purchased a home in the past couple years and are looking to maybe do some renos on your home or want to use that equity to purchase your next property, this video is going to be for you. Stick around. I'm here with Lauren Walton of ACM, and we are going to break down some really great tools that are currently being offered by her company that could help you get to that next level for your home. Okay, Lauren, so let's get into this. Somebody who's bought a home in the past couple years and who might potentially want to sell, but they don't have the cash to fix it up to get it ready for the market, or they are ready to just invest in a space in the home that they knew when they purchased the home that they wanted to, spruce up.
Yeah.
What are some really good options out there for somebody who wants to use their current home equity to update the house?
I love that. So there's a lot of great tools and great programs that you can leverage the equity in your current home, and oftentimes that's really the biggest asset that you're sitting on right there. And so I love being able to help people utilize that to make the next dream come true. And so right now we have home equity lines of credit. So you may have heard of this before, and maybe some of you have one already that you haven't even tapped into, and that's great. I always encourage people to have one, keep it. You don't make a payment on it until you start borrowing on it, so it doesn't hurt just to have it there. But we have some that we can close in as fast as 5 days. So you may find that to be important if you're in a contract and you weren't expecting to need a little bit of money from your current home to put down on the new one or for some renovations. You can tap into that equity very quickly. So that's a great option. We also have renovation HELOCs that I love. And so what a renovation HELOC is we can actually get your plans and specs from your contractor on whatever project you're going to be doing. So finishing a basement, a renovation, addition, patio, whatever it might be. We would get those plans and specs, and then we would do an appraisal, and we would actually be able to go up to 95% of the after renovation value, which is huge. So if you're concerned that you may not have enough equity, but the project you're looking to do is really going to add value to the home, we can use that after reno value, which is great. Some of these projects, may be a reason that you want to stay in the home, right? So you're trying to make it more of your own and more of what you want it to be. Some of these projects to utilize your home equity line of credit, maybe to get your house ready to list. And so making sure that you understand what options that you have. We also have bridge loans that are great. And so whether it be a home equity line of credit or a bridge loan, this could help you potentially remove like a home sale contingency if you're in a competitive, market, competitive offer situation. You need to be able to tap into that equity to put down on the new one, but that one hasn't closed yet. And so these are really great options that you can utilize the equity in your home to put down on the new one, and then you would pay that HELOC or bridge loan off once that home sells. On the HELOCs, it is a 10-year draw period. And so during the 10-year draw, you just make interest-only payments. And then once you get to that 10-year, it turns over to a principal and interest for the next 20 years. So these are some really, really great options that I see a lot of clients tap into and utilize. There's also cash out refinances, which is another option that you can look at. Maybe you have a free and clear primary property, maybe you have a free and clear second home investment property. You can pull money out and you could use it to, anything, right? You can use it to buy more real estate, upgrade to your next home. You can use it to do the renovations, like we said, medical bills, credit cards, pay off, pay for kids' college. Like the options are really endless.
And we just had a client that took advantage of the bridge loan or the HELOC, where they were purchasing a new property.
HELOC, yes.
Yeah, HELOC, and they needed money for the down payment, but then they also knew that, hey, they needed an extra couple thousand to do some of these renos for this new project or new house that they were moving into.
Yeah, and it was great. Like they initially thought they wanted to take $40K in their HELOC to put down as a down payment on the new home. And then they came back a couple of days later and like, hey, can we actually take out 60? We're gonna use that extra 20 to like paint, carpet, essentially make the new house like ready to go. And their house that they were selling wasn't ready, it wasn't sold yet. And so they needed to tap into that. And then after closing on the new one, their house sold, they paid that HELOC off. And then they didn't need to worry about it. They moved in, it was already ready to go, right? So to not have to be doing some of those projects while you're living there, it's nice to get those done, ahead of time. But I really love the idea of tapping into the equity to get the home ready to be listed, because you know, like sprucing things up a bit, and Nathan could certainly share, and I'm sure you have in the past, about ways that you can really get more out of the listing. And so that's a great way to do that.
I mean, it's also really great to like the rate on these products too, like as opposed to opening up a credit card or putting it on that, or a personal loan. They're 100%. So much more advantageous than that.
Mortgage in general, so whether it be a primary mortgage or a HELOC, bridge loan, it's still the cheapest way to borrow money. So credit cards right now are like 20-25%. So you're still looking like under 10 for any of the products that we talked about. Bridge loan, HELOC, obviously primary mortgages are lower, but really great tools. And especially if you're taking the money out and then you plan to sell your house and pay that HELOC off, you may make one payment on it, if even, right? And same thing with the bridge loan, you know? And so really great tools that can get you to that next step, especially if you're just feeling like, hey, I don't really have a lot of extra money. You're sitting on a lot.
When can you, if somebody's watching right now that owns their house free and clear, hit on that? I mean, all these products, right?
Would be applicable. And so if you're sitting on a free and clear property, whether it be a primary, a second home, an investment property, you can really utilize that equity for, again, whatever it is that you want to do. I have a lot of investor clients that will have free and clear investment properties, and they'll take out a HELOC, or they'll do a cash out refi to buy the next investment property. So you could use it to your advantage, whether it be to buy more real estate. You can use it to pay down high interest credit card debt would be another great one. Putting on that renovation. You could utilize it to, again, pay off kids' college, student loans, medical bills, any of those things that have just kind of been like, you know, like a nail in your side, right? You're just like, let's get this stuff taken care of. This is a great way to do it, and it's really, again, the cheapest way you can borrow.
So if there's somebody out there that wants to do some home projects, they want to stay in their home, but they want to look into this HELOC just for future. What are the steps in doing something like that?
Yeah, so you would fill out a normal like mortgage application. So reach out to Nathan or myself, and we can send you over the link to that. On the front end, it's a soft credit check. So we would just make sure that everything looks good. And then if you want to move forward at that point, we would do a hard credit check. We would verify income, we'd verify assets. We would get an appraisal to make sure that where the home is valued. And that's going to be to your benefit, because if you've done any projects, we want to make sure that we're getting the best value, because the value of the home is going to be dependent upon what percentage we're able to approve you for the home equity line of credit. So the traditional HELOC, we can close in as fast as 5 days. So that's a really quick, easy option. And then the renovation HELOC takes a little bit longer, because we're going to need to get the plans and specs from your contractor. And then we would get an after reno appraisal done before the project starts, but to just determine what the after reno value would be. But these are great options. You can even take one out now, and even if you don't plan to use it for a little while, you just have it all done and ready to go, and it sits there until you start borrowing on it. You do not make any payment, so you won't start making that interest only payment until there's a balance on the HELOC. The 5-day one we have, everything's done online. The appraisal is obviously done in person, but then it's also closed with an online mobile notary.
So nice.
So very quick, very easy.
Beautiful.
Yeah, love it.
So as you can see, there are a lot of products out there where you can leverage your own home equity to either update your current home or potentially buy your next home. If you need help figuring out what your current home equity is currently, I would be happy to send you a CMA, a comparative market analysis, let you know what your house could be valued at before even starting any of this. That way we could save you money on the front end, and feel free to reach out to me. I can get all of that set up for you. As always, I am C-Bus Nathan. This is Lauren Walton with ACM. I put out videos every Friday, so if you like content around Columbus, things to do, the real estate market, and so much more, make sure that you like, subscribe, follow along, and until next Friday, I hope you have a great week.